YouTube. What's going on, boys? How you guys doing, man? Cheers, as always. Bam, got a little nighttime coffee, man. I'm about to go in on this video, man. You guys already know what's up. Man, I hope you guys are doing good tonight. As always, you guys already know the vibes from me, man. I think it's my third or fourth video of the day. You guys know how it gets with me, man. Lately, I've been able to kind of just with the summer and the heat, and I've already told you guys all this stuff already, but I've been noticing myself kind of like taking little breaks, and then like when I get a perfect day, I'll drop all these downloads because I store all these downloads that I have in my phone, you guys, and you know, when they come in real time, so I don't forget about them. So when it's time to go in, it's a wrap, bro. You know, I'm about to go in, you know. So today, yeah, this is one of those days, you guys are witnessing it. All right, so let's get into it, man. The title for this one is Secrets and My Tips for Your SR Journey. All right, I think I got like 5 or 6 of them here, guys. This is for, you know, any of you guys that might be new on your SR journey. It could be anybody though, you guys, it could be anybody. So these are just little tips and tricks and things that I've noticed, you guys, and things that are a must, all right, that we must be self-aware about on this journey, because this journey is not easy. All right, that's what, you know, everybody thinks that, you know, you go on this journey and then, you know, boom, you get these benefits and life is, you know, puppies and rainbows and stuff. It's not exactly like that, but it definitely is a very, very beautiful journey. But guys, there's hard times. There's definitely hard moments, and it's not something to be afraid of or, you know, off-putting or anything like that, but we just got to be self-aware, and there's different things that I've noticed that we can do to help us along on this journey, guys. So tips and tricks, you guys, secrets per se, you know, for the SR journey. The first one, you guys, is stay moving. All right, guys, this is the number one, I would say the number one cause of relapse. I've seen a lot of people, I've talked to a lot of people, I've seen a lot of different comments and stuff like that. And I had this experience too earlier on, you know, in my journey, you guys. You have to stay moving, all right, physically, all right? This goes hand in hand with transmuting your energy, okay? After a while, you guys, you're going to start noticing these benefits. You're going to start noticing yourself, you start retaining that life force for a long period of time. It's going to start traveling up your body, and it's going to hit your brain, all right? It's going to be going up. You're going to have a lot of intense energy moving around, okay? And sometimes, you know, when you're sitting around, it gets stuck, you know what I mean? It gets stuck, and you potentially could have urges. You potentially could get a spiritual attack. I used to have a lot of issues, you guys, when I would have my days off of work. You know what I'm saying? I usually feel pretty good when I'm working, because I have stuff to do. You know, you have a purpose. But on my days off, you know, I would go to the gym and stuff like that, and I was still transmuting my energy. But I noticed that I was having, you know, some days where I would just like need to be filling my days up with stuff to do, and that's kind of how it is on semen retention, you guys. You know, try to figure out potentially, you know, some new hobbies, some new, maybe like start a, you know, a new sport that you could do, something that you could do creatively. As soon as I started my channel and the podcast, you know, it really started helping a lot, because even stuff like this is still transmuting energy, right? You're still putting in work, you know, mental energy, and you're transmuting energy, you know, your creativity is being used and stuff like that. So whatever it is that you guys like to do, man, make music, if you like to write, anything like that, man, anything creative, anything artistic, that's also transmuting energy. So you got to stay moving, and you have to transmute the energy, or else you're not going to last, bro. You're really not going to last. If you're just sitting around, it's going to be very difficult, because this energy, it builds up and it builds up. You know, I was just talking to my buddy, and he was saying the same thing. You know, he's been going through it. I think he's on like 90 days or something like that, and he said, you know, this energy is crazy. I feel like I'm going to explode, you know, and I could really relate with him. That's how I really knew he was on SR, because that is a number one sign of being on SR, is that feeling where you just feel like you're going to explode, bro. Or like, you know, if you're sitting and you have stagnant energy, you can get urges. You can get these urges, you know, if you're just sitting around, especially if you're on your phone, you're on social media, you're on all these apps, you guys, you can start seeing like lustful images and stuff like that, and it could bring you down a bad path. So stay moving, you guys, and start transmuting your energy as much as possible. So you want to like literally pack your days full of things for you to do. And you got to be working out, you guys. You really got to be working out. So throw a working out. Yeah. Throw a workout into that routine, okay, every day. At least, maybe even twice a day, bro. That's how serious this energy is, right? You have a lot of testosterone going on, you guys, so you got to be moving, all right? Physical movements, all right, guys? So let's get it. The second thing, develop a spiritual practice. I know this seems like common sense, but there's a lot of guys that are out there and they're just retaining, right? You got to have the retention and you got to have God. You know what I'm saying? I believe in Jesus and God. That's who I pray to. But, I know everybody's, believes in their own God. So let's just call it a spiritual practice. Whatever it is that you want to do, whether that be meditation, whatever. If you guys do mantras, whatever it is that you do to make yourself feel good and grounded and centered, do that. Okay, guys, you have to be doing that more often. Otherwise, because you guys, there's spiritual warfare going on. Okay, that's another one of my points, is you got to have the self-awareness to realize that once you start to retain, you guys are going to be getting attacked in the spiritual realm. Okay, because you're giving up a sin, right? You're improving your life. You're giving up a sin. Okay, so the evil forces that are at bay in the spiritual realm are going to try to attack you because they don't want you to escape their grasp, right? When you guys were, Coomers and stuff like that, you were literally under their control, right? They had you in a box, right? So you got to be able to have the self-awareness to understand the spiritual warfare, and that comes with a spiritual practice, you guys. So it goes hand in hand, man. Transmuting your energy fights the spiritual attacks. Your spiritual attack, getting close with God, filling up your spirit, that also fights off the spiritual attacks. Okay, guys? The next step, forget about women. Try your best to forget about women. Put them on the back burner for a season. Allow yourself to go on this semen retention. I know it's kind of difficult, and there's a lot of people that go on semen retention for the women. That's danger right there, you guys. So be careful if that's. Ask yourself, is that why you're doing it? Come on, bro. So you got to ask yourself these questions and figure out why you're on this journey, right? It's for female and female attraction. You're about to fail, bro. You're doomed, okay? I'm just letting you know right now. So you got to get into a place where you're putting God first, you're putting your mission first, and you're putting your spiritual growth first, because this is a spiritual practice. This isn't a trick to get women. All right, guys, a lot of people think, that's just a side effect, you guys. That's just part of it, because you're enhancing your life. You're becoming a solid individual. So, yeah, you're going to be getting female attraction, right? You're becoming an attractive person. You're becoming a very healthy, spiritual, strong, solid individual. So, of course, females that come across your path are going to be interested in you, bro. You got to be able to navigate it. The next thing is, you guys while you're on this journey, start to learn how to reprogram your mind, okay? Start doing affirmations, start being self-aware, start paying attention to what your mind is doing, right? Because you're on a serious pathway on semen retention. Your trajectory is just insane, you guys. So you got to be able to compound that with trying to fix some of the mental static that we potentially have created from our past, these negative thought patterns and these strongholds. You guys start feeding your mind healthy thoughts, love. Start saying loving thoughts to yourself. If you notice yourself having bad thoughts, switch it up, you guys. Tune that spiritual radio back to where you want to be, all right? And this takes work, and this is something that I still work on a daily basis, because I have a past, right? So I've built up a lot of crap that's going on in my mind, and it still comes up to this day, right? Self-doubt, you know what I mean? It's low self-esteem, things like that, There's different thoughts that come into my head, you guys, that I have to fight off, usually on a daily basis. So it takes work, you guys. You have to reprogram your mind and start. After a while, it seems like it becomes muscle memory. So you got to, definitely start feeding your mind healthy thoughts. And guys, this is a deliberate act. You can't just sit around and just think that your mental health and your thoughts are going to improve. No, you have to put in effort to see the results, right? They don't just disappear. Just because you go on semen retention doesn't mean that your bad thoughts are going to disappear. I'm sorry, but that's just the truth, right? You still have to start working on your mental health and reprogramming your mind, not allowing yourself to tell yourself these bad thoughts and these negative thoughts that, you know, come up, right, from the enemy and spiritual attacks and all this stuff. So, and then the last thing, you guys, you know, and this is for, you know, anybody, if you've relapsed, you guys, don't let that be the end of the world on your SR journey. Get right back up, okay? You know, a relapse, a wet dream, anytime that you might catch yourself releasing. Because earlier on in my journey, you guys, I really struggled. You know, I relapsed like 4, 5, 6 times, like in the really beginning stages, first couple months, until I finally got myself on a long streak, and I kept getting ashamed of myself. I kept getting down, and, you know, that was a big mistake that I made. I didn't allow myself to forgive myself. You know, the shame was too heavy, and then I just kept relapsing. I would just, you know, do that chaser effect thing. Do not do that, you guys. One relapse is not the end of the world, okay? It happens. Everybody's not perfect, okay? So if that happens, or if you notice yourself having a wet dream, same thing. If you release, you're going to notice that you've lost some power, right? And you potentially might get depressed. You might have bad thoughts. You know, because you do, man. You start, when you retain your life force for long periods of time, you're building up a lot of strength, you know, and spiritual strength and mental fortitude and all this stuff. So when you release, you end up feeling that, you know, pretty heavily, guys. So if that happens, just be nice to yourself, you guys, and just keep going. Don't allow yourself to go back to that person that you used to be. All right, guys. That is very, very important, because I know there's a lot of other guys in the comments that have mentioned it to me. That's why I wanted to mention it. You know, people say they'll do the chaser effect, or they keep relapsing, and it's like, no, just one nut isn't the end of the world. Although, you know, you definitely slipped up and you tripped up, and you know, you had a moment where you allowed yourself to be weak. But guys, just get right back up, okay? You can get right back up. And the stuff that you gained along the way is not lost, right? All that stuff is still with you. It's just, there's a lot of other stuff that you'll lose when you decide to, you know, if you do slip up like that, right? You'll lose, you know, power, confidence, you know, for a little bit, right? And it's crazy, man. Yeah, I had a wet dream, I think like a month ago. No, it was on June 5th, I believe. June 5th. More than a month ago. Time flies, guys. But it really messed me up for like a week, you guys. And I made a story, or I made a video about it. You guys can go back and watch that. But yeah, it just shows you, man, like one nut will definitely release confidence, power. You'll start having bad thoughts, spiritual attacks. So you got to stay strong after that happens, you guys, and get right back up. Don't allow the enemy to keep you down and pull you back to where you were, like, you know, getting into that and fapping all the time and whatever, you guys. So, all right, guys. This video is getting long, but that's my video for you guys. Secrets and tips for the SR journey, man, so you guys can keep going, staying strong, and I hope this helped you guys. All right, guys, much love. I'll catch y'all on the next one, man. Peace.